Hello to the incoming DBA students at Royal Roads University, February of 2022. My name is Will. This is supposed to be a very brief demonstration of how Mendeley works, how you get citations into your Mendeley library, and how you can then draw on those citations from your Mendeley library and put them into your paper and have Mendeley generate your reference list for you. So the video is aimed at people who either don't yet understand what Mendeley is and why it might be worth their time to learn, or people who understand kind of what Mendeley is but would like a demonstration. Then okay, so this is me trying to demonstrate. Okay, so let's pretend that we're researching the topic of social media and self-esteem. So I do that search. I put those two phrases together in quotation marks to keep them together as two discrete phrases. I narrow my results to peer-reviewed literature, and then because it's a topic of social media, I'm going to be pretty restrictive around my date filtering. I'm narrowing to material from the last 5 years. Okay, Mendeley understands best, can best read pages that describe a single citation. And so what you want to be doing, I'm going to click on the title of the article here so that we have one web page talking about one article. I could click on the Mendeley button up here in the I guess the toolbar at the top of my browser. Equally, I could click on this view full text and go to where the article actually lives in the Royal Roads collection and then add the item to my library, and that's what I'm going to do. So I clicked on the view full text back on Discovery. I'm going to click on the title again, and here we are. Nice, fulsome picture of what this article is about. All the authors, the source, the volume and issue, all of it. So again, Mendeley can read pages like this best. So now I'm going to click on the Mendeley button. I have logged into my Mendeley library already. If I hadn't, I would be prompted to log in. No big deal. And then I confirm that, yes, indeed, I want this article, social media expression and the political self. I can choose to file it at this point. I have a number of folders within Mendeley, but yeah, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. But you certainly can. You can create a folder structure and sort things however you want. But I'm going to click Add, and that's it. It should be that easy. I'm not going to show any other examples because you can see them in the guide that I have linked you to in the in the forum, the posts that I put up. It should be that simple. There are a number of ways, as I said, to get citations in, but most of the time what you want to do is use this plugin and sort of have the software scoop up and organize all those citation details. There will be times when it just doesn't work. And for example, if you were looking at a government document that was a PDF sitting on the web, Mendeley would have a hard time figuring out what that was, who wrote it, where it was published, all of that information. And so you're going to have to manually add that information in the Mendeley software. So I can talk about that briefly. Now we're looking at the Mendeley Reference Manager. So this is the desktop software that I have. And you can see at the top of the list, we've got the article that we just captured. And if I click on it, then out from the right-hand side comes the information about this article that Mendeley captured. And I can edit, anything. If there was a mistake in it, the volume and the issue number were wrong, or the page numbers or anything, it's pretty unlikely that it would be wrong, but it could be missing. And so you might want to add information, and you can do that here. A second ago, I was talking about how sometimes you have to manually enter a citation into your Mendeley library. There's just no way around how you would add a government document to Mendeley. Mendeley is not typically smart enough to do a good job anyway of identifying the author of a government document and cataloging it, putting it into your library correctly. So sometimes you want to use this Add New button up here, and then you add the entry manually. And the first thing you do is you say what it is. is it a journal article? Is it a conference paper? Is it, a piece of legal legislation? Whatever, because, depending on what it is, you capture different information. So step one, identify the reference type. And then after that, it's, filling out a form. Now let's talk about citing things as you write. So I have written my very insightful, no pun intended, my very insightful point about social media making people feel bad about themselves. Okay, so I want to cite, I have to back up that assertion. And so in the references menu in Word, I've installed the Mendeley plugin, and so all I have to do, I click on that insert citation, and up comes a box, basically, that allows me to search my Mendeley library. I can search by author, I can search by journal title, I can search by article title, whatever works for you. I'm going to do a search for Liang because I know that was one of the authors of the article that you just watched me capture. So I did a search for Liang, and I get the 3 citations that are in my library that have, something authored by somebody named Liang. But this is the one I want, so I'm going to click on it, and I can say, okay. Now, see how there's now a parenthetical citation, and actually see how when I highlighted it, there was a slight, there's a different tone of gray. But, you can, it's the same process every time. But actually, hang on. So I wanted to show adding a second citation. So I've made another, well, is that a point? Lots of people think so. So then lather, rinse, repeat. Really, if I want to cite somebody else, I can do a search for, let's say, Valenciano, George, who is faculty member here. So I can select him, and I can click OK. Now, actually, this is worth noting. Watch this. When I click on George's name, Valencianos, I can add a page number to the parenthetical citation. So let's say that the quote I'm grabbing is from page 23. I can also add a prefix or a suffix, and I can suppress the author. So if I mention the author in the context of the paper, then I don't need to show it. I just need to show the date. So I could suppress the author. I won't, but I do have that power. Okay, so if I click OK, so now we can see the Valencianos citation with page 23. Okay, then, work your way through the paper. You get to that point where you want to, where you're done and you want to generate your bibliography. All I do is, first of all, I make sure the cursor is where I want it to be, because the software will just pick up wherever the cursor is left. And I click on Insert Bibliography. And look at that. See how fast that was? Now, I'm not going to make any promises about how accurate those citations are, because it's a computer program. Mendeley is a computer program, and it may or may not generate complete and accurate citations. But that's why it's so important to get your Mendeley collection in shipshape. Make sure that you're not missing any volume or issue numbers, and that all the years, all the citations are correct. Mendeley can still make a mistake with proper nouns and things. It is only software, but it'll really, really help. So I think that's all I wanted to say. And thanks for your time. And 9 minutes, almost 9 minutes. That was long. But anyway, apologize. Those of you who hung on, thank you.